Hello my friends, what is up? Thanks so much for clicking on this video. Today I wanted to share about my practice of living without a phone. And I know that sounds very odd. I don't carry a phone. I almost never have a phone with me, as most of my friends and family can attest to. I don't really use a phone. I don't utilize one hardly at all unless it's a case of an emergency or I'm going out somewhere and I'll turn my phone on and put it somewhere in the car that I could hear it if it rings in case of emergency or if I needed to get in touch with someone. Why do I do this and how do I do this? First, why I do it. I feel like we live in this era of so much technology, so much what I like to call information input, that we constantly are being barraged with information and social media and notifications. It's an overflow of information, so unlike anything that we've ever seen in history. I don't subscribe to the idea that this is a good thing, and I think we've seen more and more research lately about how this overload of social media and constantly looking at screens, constantly looking at other people's lives, constantly needing to follow all these things and see all this media in front of our eyes constantly actually carries with it a toxicity that has in many cases been attributed to the rise in anxiety and depression. It can attribute to these things. I'm not a scientist or researcher. I don't claim to have medical knowledge on any of this stuff, but based on independent studies that are out there, we have seen how these things, this overload of information, can greatly contribute to cases like that. I've seen in my own life, since I eliminated social media completely from my life, that it's greatly added to my day-to-day mental and emotional well-being. Not checking Instagram all the time, not being on Twitter and seeing all these messages or hearing all these notifications and constantly having my attention divided and never being focused and fully present on just one thing. Eliminating that from my life completely transformed it. I made a video all about this topic, living without social media. I highly recommend actually clicking pause and going and watching that one, then coming back here. But let's face it, phones are usually the source of social media, news outlets, websites, email, all these things that constantly demand our attention. Most of these things want our attention for financial gain, to make a profit, which there's nothing wrong with businesses advertising. But I think that when we are constantly having our attention pulled on by all this consumerism, all this commercialism, it's just this constant message of consume more and then you'll be happy, consume more and then you'll be happy. But happiness, I personally believe that happiness is not to be found in these things. Our happiness and peace and stillness is there to be discovered within us. And I am not an expert on this. I am a student of life, is what I like to call myself, because every day I try to practice to the best of my ability, seeking these things and shutting off all these external voices that are constantly trying to get us to look outward, to look outside of ourselves instead of inward. And I think that by eliminating my phone from my life, by having it off and in a drawer somewhere, most of the time I don't know where it is. I left my phone in my car for a few days and had no idea where it was. By eliminating my phone from my day-to-day life and just having it in case of emergency, only turning it on when I absolutely need to call someone, it's transformed my life. Not having it like, oh, it's right there, oh, it's right there, oh, it's in my pocket all the time. It's changed the way that I live. It has increased the quality of my life so much. And very practically speaking, what it's done is it's eliminated a big distraction. It's eliminated this massive distraction, this bleeping device that almost like a crying child is demanding our attention, pulling on our shirt, asking us to look at it. That's really what a phone is. It's helped my writing because I can focus better. I remember a couple years ago always having my phone right next to me while I was writing, and looking back, I'm like, what are you thinking? Why would you do that? It's better to be present. It's healthier to be present and fully in the moment, because this moment of here and now, there's so much here. There is so much in this moment to guide and aid us and give us all that we need to create, to inspire, to become inspired ourselves. And I think that's the step we skip over, is inspiring ourselves first instead of looking to our craft to create an outlet for us to inspire others. We need to inspire ourselves first. And in order to become inspired, we have to stop draining ourselves with things like social media and this idea that we always need to be comparing or getting more in order to be happy. Now, am I condemning having a phone? I am most certainly not. I think that there are a lot of people who need to have their phone on them because of their work. They're out all day, they're at their job, or they're in and out of meetings, and they need their phone on and always accessible. I totally understand that. And I think there are ways to mitigate what notifications are coming through your phone, grabbing your attention. Absolutely. For me, I work from home. I am a writer who works from home, so it's very easy for me to just contact people through my computer or a landline. I don't really need to use a cell phone. So that was a distraction I was able to easily eliminate from my life. But if you're someone who you can't do that, you have to have your phone on, no worries. You can still have a very low information input experience with your phone by just mindfully choosing which apps are sending you notifications, or setting boundaries for hours when you don't allow phone calls or text messages or emails. Life without a phone can be refreshing. Keeping a phone just as a case of emergency, turning it on when you're going out basis, it's refreshing. And this is a result of years of experimenting with going off grid. I made a few videos about it. I'll link them above. Going off grid is an amazing experience to unplug so you can actually connect to what really matters, what you want to connect with, your inner teacher, your creative being that wants to be let out through your writing or music or whatever creative project, whatever creative medium you enjoy expressing yourself through. And that's why I created a very exciting new thing. It's a 7-day off-grid cleanse that I've created with all of these principles in mind after a lot of experimenting, trial and error, seeing what has helped me over the past few years. And I really wanted to share these ideas and concepts and tools with you guys. So I made this 7-day cleanse. It's absolutely free and you can access it with the link in the description below. I'll send you an email each day and sort of walk you through the exact process that I've taken every single time I've gone off grid. And now it's definitely bled over into a complete lifestyle for me. I am almost always off grid. But even if you don't make it a lifestyle, even if it's just something you do from time to time, there's so much to be said for that. There's so much good in that. And I really I was so meticulous in how I designed this email program. Each email includes a personal note from me, a journal page that you can print and fill out with your thoughts, because I think that that's really important and it helps you kind of see where you are at day 1 and where you end up at day 7. You can kind of look back and see how that progression went. It's super helpful to understand that and record that. And I also include a video on the topic that we discuss in the email and extra resources if that's applicable. So all of that's in each email. I really invite you guys to interact, click reply. All the replies go directly to me and I would love to hear what you think of the cleanse. And I hope that this cleanse can be something that helps to free your mind, get relaxed, get refreshed. I want it to be hitting that refresh button on your life, getting away from social media, unplugging, to be able to connect with that creative being that is the true you. So if you'd like to sign up for the cleanse, like I said, it's down in the description below. Tell me also in the comments section what you think of this concept of living without a phone. Is it something you would ever try? Have you ever done it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Namaste, my friend.